All right, a 40-plus-year-old female is asking for some help on feeling exhausted. So let's try to help this person out. She says, I turned 40 last year and it's been downhill ever since. I feel exhausted all the time. I have to take a nap in the afternoon. Without that, I cannot survive. I drink several cups of coffee. How much is several? Is that a couple? To keep me going. I work out 3 times a week. Okay, that's pretty good. Nothing seems to be helping. What are you guys out there doing? All right, 40-year-old female, that is a good question. And, aging is an unfortunate reality that we all have to experience. We're all going to age and we're all going to slow down our metabolism and our bodies will also change with it. And as you get older, your metabolism is also going to go down. I remember when I was younger, I had all this energy. I could sleep at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and I would be able to do that, multiple days in a row. And these days, if I sleep late once, then the next day is pretty much all ruined. So you have to contend with that. But for you being a female, you haven't mentioned whether you're pregnant or whether you have kids or anything like that. So it's a little bit hard to give you personalized advice. But just understanding that as we age, our bodies change. We get a little bit less energetic. That's just one reality. The other thing that you mentioned is that you said that you drink several cups of coffee to keep you going every day. Coffee is good in moderation. I typically drink about 1 to 2 cups a day, depending on my schedule and what else I have going on. But if I were you, I would try to reduce slowly your caffeine intake from 3 cups to 2 to 3 cups to maybe 1 cup, or maybe even skip it altogether. I think tea is also a good alternative, and caffeine is a drug, unfortunately. And if you get too dependent on something, that could also be one of the causes for giving you perpetual fatigue. You also mentioned that you work out 3 times a week. I think 3 times a week is pretty good. I would keep that up. But the question, rather than the frequency or the number of days you're working out, is what are you actually doing? And without actually understanding your routine and being there to coach you, it's really hard to say whether or not these workouts are optimal. Personally, I think everyone should be doing a little bit of cardio as well as a little bit of weightlifting to maintain muscle mass, because that will go a long way in making sure that you maintain that energy throughout the day. So really look at your workout and ask yourself if you're doing everything you can to optimize your workouts for effectiveness rather than just consistency. The other thing that I would consider is doing a full set of blood tests. This is something that I do about once a year where I go to my doctor and I'll ask for a full list. And my fiance right now, she's a nurse. And so she knows exactly what I should be getting. And so she gives me a full list of that. But basically that should cover all your cholesterol readings, your vitamin B12, your vitamin D, see if there's anything in your system that you're deficient in. Because if you are deficient in certain minerals or vitamins or other types of supplements, that could be a strong signal for you to supplement yourself and make sure that you have those nutrients. And that might actually help you get back to baseline.